behind their own net as Duell applies the forecheck. Still fighting for it behind the Hibbing net, comes to the near side. Blue Jackets go back the other way. After it, there is Miskovich, takes a bump, still fights for the puck. Back to the point, long shot goes over the net. Now the Thunderhawks again. Salisbury is shot right on, and that's turned away by Lamphere. Thunderhawks applying the forecheck as they look to get their legs under them this period. That centering pass intercepted by Hibbing, and out they come to center ice. Working in is Cole Swanson. Puck squirts out loose, and the Thunderhawks clear it. In the zone, Simons tries to move it ahead, taken off his stick. Simons gets it back, taps it to Ethan Larson, and Larson gains the zone, but it's offside. Thunderhawks touch it, and we'll have a whistle and a face-off. So tied at 2 on the Motor Shop scoreboard. Catch us up on scoring, Joe.
It was Hibbing Chisholm at 1:24 here in the second. Tate Swanson from Dylan Vessel. And then just 16 seconds later, it was Ethan Sunval with the assist to Blake Riccio to make it a 2-2 hockey game.
How much time between goals again?
16 seconds.
Wow. I was fighting technical difficulties, saw neither goal. Thunderhawks through center ice. Carlson can't control it. Verche has to wait, shoots it in. Delayed offside. Thunderhawks finally clear. But that gives Hibbing plenty of time to get through neutral ice. Coming in, shot right on. Olsen kicks that out with the pad. As puck behind the Grand Rapids net. Sunball. Puck goes down the ice into the Grand Rapids zone, and we have a whistle and an icing call on the Hibbing Blue Jackets.
You know, we lucked out last game, Sheldon. We had some minor tech things, but they were during an intermission. Not so much. The tech gods caught up to us this time. Yes. Again, apologies for missing those 2 Hibbing goals. Again, from Tate Swanson for the first one, and then Ethan Sunval on the second one.
Face off in the Hibbing zone to the right of Gavin Lamphere. Puck comes up the boards as the Blue Jackets can't get it out. Castendick backhands it behind the Hibbing net, goes after it. Larson there as well. Larson moves it back to Salisbury. Salisbury flips it behind the net at the right of the goalpost. Thunderhawks can't get it in, and now comes out to center. Simons. Oh, nice little tap pass to Larson, who puts it toward the front of the net. Thunderhawks starting to make changes as the puck flipped into the Grand Rapids zone. After it, there is Simons. He's chased by Elsner. Comes to the point, shot right on, and they score! Hibbing. That puck eluded Olsen. Got behind him, got to the goal line. Thunderhawks pulled that back to Olsen, but then it went in. Olsen is complaining vociferously.
In that scrum, he loses his helmet, his blocker, and his stick. And he's not a happy camper right now.
But that will go down as a goal. If you're watching on YouTube, you might want to watch that in slow-mo, see if you have the ability to do that. The puck got behind Olsen, got to the line, was pulled back by a defenseman with his stick legally. The referee waved no goal, and then in the scramble pointed goal.
And just like Garski did after the second Hibbing goal, a couple of Thunderhawks now go over to Olsen to give him some encouragement for Shea and Shermone. As all of a sudden, 3 unanswered to start the second period has the Blue Jackets up 3-2. And by the way, there's dog piles, then there's that dog pile.
Wow.
Oh, that was a lot of bodies.
And somehow there was a putt, and the referee, give him credit, he was in the exact right spot. He was right behind the net, just off to the side, had the best view of anyone anyone here, including Grant Olson. Puck now in the Hibbing zone. Vessel will pick that up. Dylan Vessel taps it ahead. Hibbing now leading 2-1, or 3-2 rather, after trailing 2-0 after the first period. Thunderhawks try to get it out to center. They will. Duell after it. Has a little scrum behind the play. That was Gabardi and Shermone got tangled up.
Yeah, right after Shermone took a huge crunch from Gabardi.
You know, Shermone is certainly not one of the larger players out there, but as the puck out in front, oh, they tried one too many passes there as Tate Swanson had some room and tried to go backside and get the picture-perfect goal, and it didn't connect. Now Hibbing applying the forecheck. Get it back to the point to Strukel. That shot tipped into the corner. Behind the net now is Hildenbrand, and we're going to have a penalty now. That was a little bit of leftover for Shermone, I think.
Yeah, from the previous play where he took that hit along the half boards, and now he takes down a Blue Jacket, and he'll skate over to the penalty box for 2 or less.
It is 2 for Shermone, and we have a Grooms Property Services penalty kill for the Thunderhawks. Grooms Property Service, Northern Minnesota's dealer for Flow International Dock and Lift Systems, inventing a better way to make life easier. Hibbing on the power play. 25%. Shot goes wide of the net. Rebounds to the near board. Kept in by the Blue Jackets. Goes to the far side to Sundvall. Shot right on from Tate Swanson. Now here's Hildebrand. Back to Swanson. Now Sundvall. Sundvall's shot that hits Garski and goes into the corner. Strukel plays it around the far side. Hibbing keeps it in. Back to the point. Out front, tipped just wide. And Olsen now was playing without a stick. Now he's playing with 2 sticks. Has a defenseman's stick.
And Garski has no stick.
And the Thunderhawks finally able to touch it. And what do we have? What do we have being called here? I'm not sure what the whistle was.
I see no one making any sort of movement toward the penalty box area.
Trust me, I've never seen a goalie with 2 sticks. He had gotten Garski's stick after he lost his, picked his up, and had both of them in his hand for, 15 seconds?
Well, maybe from earlier when he lost all the equipment in the scrum, he's thinking, I got to get a backup stick in case I lose more equipment. Now we have some motion toward the boxes.
So for the Thunderhawks, going to the penalty box will be number 6, Seth Carlson.
So we're going to have a 5-on-3 here for Hibbing for 53 seconds. Well, you expected a push from Hibbing Chisholm in the second, and boy, you sure got it, Sheldon.
Wow. They lead 3-2 on the Motor Shop scoreboard. Face-off won by the Blue Jackets. As a shot, that's blocked by Verche. Now the puck cycled down low, comes back to Swanson. Far side, out front, puck goes behind the net, picked up there by Hildenbrand. Hildenbrand now to Sundvall. Sundvall goes to Swanson. Now Swanson goes down low. Oh, nice save by Olsen. Got across just in time to cover the post. 16 seconds left in the two-man advantage. As Salisbury blocks the shot, clears it down the ice. That should do it for the one penalty. Shots on goal, 9-1 Hibbing this period. Thunderhawks now one man down for another minute. Another Grooms Property Service penalty kill. Puck out front, and they score. Olsen tried to get on top of it, couldn't do it, and the puck squirted over to Cole Swanson, who gets his 4th of the year and puts Hibbing up on the power play by a score of 4-2.
I'll tell you what, Sheldon, this Hibbing power play is going to be a problem for the opposition. That was some amazing puck movement, quality shots on net, and they finish it off there. Didn't get it on the 5-on-3. They do capitalize on the 5-on-4. And Grand Rapids, after a pretty dominant first period,
they are on their heels right now.
Yeah, 4 unanswered from the Blue Jackets, and hey, credit to them.
And what was the penalty for?
I don't know. We'll catch that up.
Okay, I'll let you catch things up now.
Thank you. Well, carry on.
Hibbing comes out to center ice with speed. Comes into the zone, working against Shermone. That's Riccio. Puck out front, spin around shot goes just wide from Riccio. Up, in again, and Olsen, who is under siege this period, makes the save and holds on. And now we have extracurriculars behind the bench. And this is turning into a little more than just pleasantries now. Yeah. Shermone's there, Clayton's there, Duell's there. We'll pick up some Hibbing players as well. I see Kellen Elsner is there.
Not going to be surprised to see Duell go off to the box. That was sort of starting to calm down, and then Duell came in with one more shot, kind of reignited that thing.
Riccio was there as well.
While we're sorting out penalties, catching us up on the scoring, the last 2 Hibbing goals, it was Blake Riccio at 5:27 from Kellen Eisner and Jackson Strukel. And then at 9:15 on the power play, it was Cole Swanson from Isaiah Hildenbrand and Ben Gawley.
Okay, the one in the scramble, the Riccio goal, I had no idea who got that.
And
obviously. And what was the penalty?
They don't have that Carlson one listed yet.
Okay.
Couldn't pick it up on the PA earlier.
Okay, they will have that listed, and I still don't know what that one was. Face-off in the Grand Rapids zone. We got coincidentals out of that to Duell and Elsner, by the way.
And correction, there was a penalty at 8:09, illegal equipment on the goaltender Olsen.
Okay, so that's holding 2 sticks.
Right, and Carlson must have served it.
Yep. As a shot tipped just wide of the net. Puck centered out front, goes out to center ice and down the ice. So, yes, illegal equipment. Playing with 2 sticks. I guess you're not allowed to do that.
What?
You come to games to see things you never have seen before. I've never seen that before. Puck out to center ice. Thunderhawks after it, but can't control it. Carlson can't move it ahead. Now in come the Blue Jackets.
Blue Jacket student section up in arms in front of us here, but to no avail.
As Blue Jacket went down, but no call. Into the zone comes Garski, finds Ryla trailing on the backside. And the shot and a save. Whoa, best save of the night for Lamphere right there. Thunderhawks a little tic-tac-toe and got the booming one-timer to try to cut this to 1.
Yeah, I think goaltender may have had a little more time on the toe part of the tic-tac. It was kind of a slower one-timer there developing, and a good save there, keeping this a 2-goal edge for Hibbing.
Dylan Clayton taking the draw. To the right of Gavin Lamphere. 6:04 to go, second period, a 4-2 Hibbing lead. Thunderhawks dominated the first. Blue Jackets have absolutely dominated the second. Hibbing out to center ice. Puck played ahead into the Grand Rapids zone. Elsner's after it. So on the coincidentals, it obviously isn't Elsner, because he's out there right now. Tussling with Simons. Now coming in, shot saved by Olsen. And Clayton gets out to center ice. Dylan Clayton comes in on the backhand. Can't get a shot off. Tries to center it. Puck out in front. Garski taken down. Puck still loose. Still fought for. And this time, you know the old question, how many angels can you fit on the head of a pin? We're going with how many hockey players can you fit in the crease?
Yeah, that's a bunch of scrums tonight, and a lot of hacking and whacking for that puck. And Hibbing able to put that play to a stop, but some good pressure for Grand Rapids as they try to get back into this hockey game, and good composure by both teams as that scrum didn't get quite as out of hand as the prior one.
Verche moves in off the faceoff, keeps it in. Out front as bodies and sticks go flying. Puck shot back in. Lamphere lost his stick for a moment, but he picks it up, and he only has his own, so that's a positive thing for Mr. Lamphere. We know that 2 sticks is illegal. Puck back in behind the Hibbing zone. Ooh. They'll get it out to center ice off the stick of Krumpetich. Puck shot back in on the delayed offside. Hibbing has time to clear it out, and they deflect it into the Grand Rapids zone. Salisbury, after it there, he'll tap it to Verche. Verche moves it ahead, gets it to Carlson. Carlson, shot, nice save by Lamphere into the corner. Carlson has a quick release on that shot. Puck out front, just missing it. On the net, pinching in was Swanson. Back the other way comes Verche. Puck deep in the Hibbing zone now. 3:57 to go. Centering pass, doesn't connect. And Hibbing out to center ice. Now here comes Swanson. Swanson, some room, shot. Oh! Olsen just got a piece of that with the blocker.
Did he try to go between his legs on that one?
Not sure. Icing call now on the Thunderhawks. Woo!
Boy, the temperature of this game has just risen and risen, and it was already pretty high at the start. It's a shame these teams aren't in the same class and or same section.
Yes.
I'd love to see this again in February.
Whoa. Wouldn't you love to see this be a section championship game?
I sure would.
Oh, wow.
Well, and even not too long ago, I think these teams met twice a year.
Yes.
At least. So, yeah, it's a shame with where these teams are at. Just the lone meeting this season.
Shot comes in on net, but offside, as that must have come out of the zone. 3:33 to go in period 2, and a period that's been all Hibbing Blue Jackets. They've outshot Grand Rapids by 9, and they've outscored them by 4. As pass gets too far ahead of the Grand Rapids forward and goes all the way down for icing.
Well, with so much going on this period, we also have to catch up by saying thank you to M&H Gas, Deerwood Bank, L&M Fleet Supply, First National Agency of Coleraine, Wanza, Ray Spartan Cycle, also Claremont and McBride Financial.
Thunderhawks win the draw, try to get it out to center, but it's kept in at the point by Strukel. Now behind the net goes Ben Gali. Gali looking out front. That goes past everybody. And the Thunderhawks. Duell, she should have fresh legs. Just got out of the penalty box. Has Clayton out front. Oh, and Shermone can't get it on his forehand. He had the whole net in front of him. Now here comes Hibbing 3-on-2. And that shot goes wide and it's pinned up against the side of the net. And now Duell's going to go again, I think. Came in late. Maybe not.
Well, first on that Shermone opportunity, Rapids had another look just a second before that. Other end, we go right back to the other end of the ice, and a one-timer fanned on by the Blue Jackets in yet another gathering in front of one of the goaltenders. And we'll sort this out now.
Okay, no penalties forthcoming.
It is amazing how much the intensity increases when you have two really good hockey games, or teams rather. You've called a lot of Grand Rapids Hibbing matchups over the last decade plus. This has got to be right up
like
there.
This.
No, not at all.
No, this looks like a 2015, 2016 Grand Rapids Duluth East game for intensity. As the puck comes out in front of the Grand Rapids net, it'll be tipped back into the corner. Garski puts on the brakes, gets it to Verche. Verche moves it ahead. Thunderhawks will get it out down the ice. No icing.
So no penalties out of that last skirmish.
No. Verche gloves it down at center ice, but picking it up is Riccio. Riccio has a line mate with him. Can't get him the puck. Nice job by Verche of staying with him. Now pinching in is Elsner. Elsner out front is Rewerts. Rewerts, his shot turned away, back to the point. And Garski picks the pocket of the Hibbing defenseman. That was McDonald at the point. Gets it into the Hibbing zone. Hibbing back out to center. Simons intercepts that. Goes in offside, and we'll have a whistle.
I'll tell you what, the officials, besides penalizing a little bit for the scrums, really letting the teams play. There's a fair amount of some hardy hacks and whacks out there tonight, and very few minor penalties here this evening. There could be some slashes called, but for the most part, we carry on.
Face off outside the Hibbing blue line, 1:42 to go. Second period, a 4-2 Hibbing lead, as they have owned the second period. So far, all goals scored to our left, by the way. So we'll see if Grand Rapids can put that to good use next period. In their own zone are the Thunderhawks. Here's Simons. Simons back to Shermone. Shermone moves it ahead. Here's Dylan Clayton. Clayton. Now Miskovich carries on, gets it in front. Puck goes behind the net. Duell was parked there. He now moves into the corner, and he gets taken hard into the boards.
And Miskovich laboring on his way to the bench as well, as took an open ice hit there. He went flying. Miskovich's stick went flying as well.
And getting the penalty will be Joe Gabardi for a cross check. So the Thunderhawks, with 1:06 to go in the period, have a golden opportunity to cut this to a one-goal lead. As they trail 4-2, it is a Grooms Property Service power play. As they do dock install and removal, barge services, boat, and year-round storage. Shermone at the point. Final minute of the period. He's on the point with Carlson. Carlson and Shermone play catch. Now Ryla. Back to Shermone. Shermone to Ryla. Bottom of the circle. Back to Shermone at the point. He'll go far side to Carlson. Now back to Shermone. Tries to go forward. Garski. I think Hibbing would let them play with those three guys out on the top umbrella the entire 2 minutes.
Oh, I think so too.
Shermone now in his own zone. 29.5 seconds left in the period. Carlson will gain the line. Shoot it in on the far side for Garski. Garski for Ryla. Oh, Thunderhawks can't keep it in. 14 seconds left.
Shermone was focused on keeping it in the zone, but then thought, I better just, hold on.
As coming in with 3 seconds left, I think he thought he was offside. The whistle never went.
Yeah, and then Shermone became a little more concerned with, I got to stop this from the puck going the other direction.
Yes.
And then eventually it did go the other direction. Hibbing's fired up here.
And that brings the second period to an end. Grand Rapids trailing 4-2. Hibbing, all 4 goals in the period as they dominate. And we'll take a break. You're listening to Thunderhawk and Hibbing Blue Jacket Hockey on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com. So we did lose YouTube as well. That's what Caleb was saying.
Yeah, it all went down, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't know if one of us kicked that wire because 2.5, Stacy. When I looked up here, all the like that, those are the two. Like here's the two for the 2 computers, and that's the one that says we're hooked up to the internet, and that was gone.
That was gone. Yeah, we were gone.
For the first 2 Hibbing goals.
Yep. I guess they don't.
How are you? All right, you? That's what I said. How many minutes did we lose with our big outage? Or how many minutes of commercials did you play during the period? Okay, perfect. Back at Yanmar Arena, where it's a 4-2 Hibbing lead after 2 periods of play, and we missed the first 2 Hibbing goals, and they said, no worries, we got 2 more in us.
I guess so, yeah. We expected a big push from Hibbing in the second period after Grand Rapids got that 2-0 edge after the first, and the Blue Jackets sure followed through with a big push, scoring within the first 2 minutes of that second period, scoring a couple and then adding 2 more later in the period for a 4-2 lead. 4 unanswered goals by Hibbing, definitely the edge to them in that second.
Well, in Grand Rapids, 18 shots in the first period, which by my count, let's see, means they had 9 shots in the second.
Yep.
So they still lead overall in shots on goal at 27-23, but that period was there's no debating it. It was all Hibbing, although Grand Rapids at times had some chances as well.
Yeah, they did, and I'll tell you what, to be a fly on the wall in that Grand Rapids intermission pep talk here, as certainly not the second period that they wanted, but yeah, Thunderhawks had some good opportunities as well, but Hibbing had some more, and they made the most of them.
Yeah, well, I would check maybe with Dale Anderson and see if there's budgeted money for more paint for the locker room, because it might be peeling off right now.
It may be, yeah. Coaching staff probably not very happy after that period, but we got 1 more to go. Thunderhawks will try to get back into this one.
Well, like I said, all the goals have been scored down to our left. So
that's right.
I would expect Grand Rapids to have a push this period, but I think what we really did see was Hibbing team speed. Wow, do they have it in spades. They have team speed to burn, and they used it in open ice.
Yeah, and Grand Rapids has to stay out of the box as well in this period as that Hibbing power play. Very, very good in that second period.
Scoring one power play goal. The only silver lining for that was Grand Rapids was able to kill the two-man advantage. So there wasn't the opportunity for two power play goals in that mess.
Right, exactly.
And go back to that penalty on Grant Olson. He had a rough period. Not that he let in bad goals, but the one in the scramble that he thought should have been blown dead, and then ends up getting called for illegal equipment, picking up his own stick when he already had Nathan Garski's stick, and playing with two for, I bet they would have let him go for a couple seconds, but he had him for what, 15 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. And you're so focused on the play that perhaps you get distracted for just a second, forgetting, oh shoot, I grabbed that other stick as well. I'm just trying to make the saves here. And then just like that, an equipment penalty.
And that was actually the penalty where the power play, where Hibbing got their power play goal, as they lead 4-2. Now after two periods, Zamboni's out. We've had our chuck-a-puck. We need to ask our friend Blake how he did. Neither of us were entered, but I don't think he won anything again.
If he did, he doesn't look very happy about it. No, he's focused. He's in the zone.
He's focused. That's right. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have our Greater Insurance Service between periods summary. It is 4-2 Hibbing after two periods of play on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com. So if we go with another 2.5 here, what are we left with for after the game? If we might do another 2-minute break and just leave us 3. If the score doesn't change or gets worse for Grand Rapids, it's going to be a tough post-game interview.
Yeah.
Might have to talk to Caston Dick.
Yeah, he's played. Had a good night.
Normally, I'd say Shermone is a good one after a game like this, but he's been a little feisty tonight, too.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome back to the Yanmar Arena. We're between periods 2 and 3 with a 4-2 Hibbing lead. And it's time for the Greater Insurance Service between periods summary. A lot to talk about between these 2 periods. And if you're not sure if your insurance still fits, let the local team at Greater Insurance Service of Grand Rapids review your coverage, and they'll make sure you're protected from your home to your hockey gear. Next to Northview Bank or across from El Potro. Local, trusted, and here for Grand Rapids.
Hibbing Chisholm striking first. And it was only Hibbing Chisholm striking in that second period, starting at the 124 mark on a goal from Tate Swanson. Assist to Dylan Vessel. That cut the Rapids lead to 2-1. And then the Blue Jackets again, just 16 seconds later. It was Ethan Sunball. Assist to Blake Riccio to tie it up 2-2. Blue Jackets again at 5:27. It was Riccio on the goal from Eisner and Strukel to make it 3-2. And then Hibbing making it 4-2 on a goal from Cole Swanson. This one on the power play. The assist to Isaiah Hildenbrand and Ben Gawley for the 4-2 Blue Jacket lead after 2. And shots on goal in that, I'll just give you the 2-period total of 27-23 Grand Rapids.
And if I do a little bit of in my head, that would be Grand Rapids with 9 shots and Hibbing 14.
Yep.
Wow,
you got it.
Look at that.
Yes.
Mental math.
Right off the top of your head. Now I have it. So, But I didn't want to interrupt your math test there.
Okay.
You get a gold star.
Oh, yippee. So Grand Rapids outshooting Hibbing 18-9 in the first and then getting outshot 14-9 in the second.
Right. And we'll see if it's an advantage one way or the other in the third period here, or if it's fairly even. Regardless, Thunderhawks trying to pop a couple in, and at the very least, get out of here with a tie. Of course, they'd love to win the game. The coaching staff likes to say it's a race to 4. Well, they got to 4 on Friday against Roseau. It was Warroad getting to 4 on Saturday in the Rapids loss. And right now, Hibbing, they've made it to that magic number of 4. Still some work to do for Grand Rapids.
And penalties that period. Twice we had coincidentals. And then Shermone taking a penalty, and the illegal equipment penalty to Grant Olson, and then the cross-checking penalty to Gabardi here to finish out the period. And Grand Rapids will have 53 seconds on that power play when the period resumes.
Right, yeah, 5 penalties in all in that second period. Nice job running those down. As just about 3.5 left on the intermission clock here. Teams should be back on the ice shortly. And not to look past our third period, but big week for Grand Rapids hockey. A couple more home games. They'll take on Rosemount on Friday. And unlike the college football playoff, we will not keep the Irish out on Friday as Rosemount comes to town. And then Saturday, circle this one, the Moorhead Spuds in town.
A chance to see possibly the top player in the state of Minnesota in Joey Cullen. I've been told by someone who may know his stuff that he may be a #1 overall draft choice in the NHL.
Yikes, yeah, he's going to bring the force along with the rest of the Spuds. And
defending state champions.
Yes, and hard to argue that they're one of, if not the best teams in Class AA or the entire state here in Minnesota. So, but first things first, third period, Hibbing and Grand Rapids.
Hibbing leads 4-2. We'll take a couple minutes and come back with third period action. You're listening to Thunderhawk and Blue Jacket Hockey on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com. Actually, change that to 1.5 minutes for me, Stacy. I don't think they'll take full team here. Thank you. Grand Rapids will be on the power play for 53 seconds as we start period 3. Grand Rapids going right to left. Hibbing going left to right. As the Thunderhawks win the draw. And falling on his backside was Seth Carlson, but the Thunderhawks able to maintain possession as Ryla moves it to Shermone. Shermone, he'll drop it to Ryla as the Thunderhawks tip it into the Hibbing zone. Back to get it is Sunval. Sunval moves it up the boards. Carlson there fighting for it as the Thunderhawks try to set up the power play. Back to the point now. Carlson to Shermone. Shermone's shot right on, and the rebound tipped out to center ice. Well, that was dangerous. 14 seconds left in the Grand Rapids power play. Carlson, he'll pick it up, gain the red line, shoot it in. Lamphere stops it, gloves it, drops it behind the net. Half wall, Thunderhawks pick it up. Both teams now at full strength. Thunderhawks still with the puck in the Hibbing zone. A little bit of room for Ryla. His shot on the short side turned away by Lamphere. Kept in by Clayton. Now here comes Sunval out to center for the Blue Jackets. Gains the Grand Rapids line. Goes wide, goes behind Olsen. Tries to center it. Harklaw stops that for a moment. Salisbury fights forward in the corner along with Golly. And now the Thunderhawks move it out to center. Tap it ahead, get it into the zone. That was Duell after it. Couldn't do anything with it in the zone. It comes back to the Grand Rapids zone. Puck goes to the point and a shot towards the Grand Rapids net. Sails harmlessly wide. Riccio after it, but the Thunderhawks pick it up. Castendick gets it for Duell. Duell scored the opening goal of this game. Goes out front for Harklaw, had his stick lifted. And now a shot from an angle. That's turned aside easily by Lamphere, and he'll hold it for the face-off. Thunderhawks getting some pressure, but so far, nothing, no amazing chances yet.
Yeah, pretty clear look at that one for Lamphere. Hey, Thunderhawk Hockey is brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank, Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Lakes Gas, CarQuest Auto Parts, and Nooch is in the corner.
Shot from the point is deflected up into the netting. And we'll redo the face-off in the Hibbing zone.
Also want to say thank you to Automotive Electric, The Motor Shop, Greater Insurance Services, Grooms Dock and Lift, Clafton Skate, Rapids Roof Truss, and Skoglund Electric.
Face off to the left of Lamphere. Fought for, puck still in the dot. In the skates, it'll squirt back to the point and kept in by the Thunderhawks. Brado getting his first shift of the night, that at least that I've seen, as the puck comes out to center into the Grand Rapids zone. Thunderhawks counter punch, get it back to center ice. Here's Larson. Larson can't control it as Strukel takes it away. Thunderhawks keep it in with Garski. Garski, trying to tap it to Larson, didn't quite get through. Now here comes Carlson. Carlson one-on-one with the defense. Shot right on and a pad save by Lamphere. Now here's Riccio. Riccio off the glass. Puck comes out to center, and Salisbury stops that. Little give and go coming in. Backhand! And the puck is stopped by Lamphere, and then the rebound goes wide. That was a great little move by Ryla. Now Garski in front of the net, taken out of the play. Puck shot down the ice, and we'll have an icing call on the Blue Jackets. Thunderhawks throwing everything at the net right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Grand Rapids, after that primary chance, the puck just kind of drifted out toward the blue line and kind of split the uprights, and just the puck went to no man's land, or else Grand Rapids probably would have put on some more heat.
Thunderhawks have the first 4 shots of this third period. Need to get one, make it a lot more interesting here. Now Hibbing, possible 2-on-1 as they come out to center. Oh, nice defensive play by the Thunderhawks. That was Verche to break that up. Now out to center ice. Chopping it in is Dylan Clayton. Back to get it is McDonald. McDonald gets it out to center ice. Verche has to retreat for it. As Shermone, nice move. Gets in the zone, goes far side, Duell shot. That's blocked to the defense. And back come the Blue Jackets out to center ice. Thunderhawks try to turn it the other way. Here's Duell, his shot. Off the glove of Lamphere and wide. Duell can't control it. Out to center ice. Here comes Swanson. This is Cole Swanson. Puts a nice move on. Goes out front. Oh, great job of back checking by Harkla. Thunderhawks through center ice. Keep it onside as Larson gets taken into the boards. And we're going to have a whistle and a penalty. And Larson is down.
Sheldon, I was just going to say, we've seen Sawyer Barato more in this third period, and I think it's because we haven't seen Will Miskovich since he took a hit in the second period and left laboring. And now another Thunderhawk, slow to get up, but skating off on his own power, is Larson.
Oh, they're not going, no penalty. Puck just coming out to neutral ice. They just called it because they were worried about Ethan Larson's health.
Yeah, the helmet popped off there, so the whistle went.
Yep.
Looked like a fairly clean check along the boards.
Thought maybe the knee got involved a little bit. But yeah, compared to what it's not a penalty they've been calling tonight, that's for sure.
It was almost like a partial hip check along the boards.
Yep. 4-2, Hibbing in the lead on the Motor Shop scoreboard. 12:15 to go in period number 3. 2 goals for the Thunderhawks in the first, 4 goals for Hibbing in the second. Gabarty and Carlson on the draw. Gabarty wins that. And here comes Sunval into the zone. Sunval puts on the brakes, feeds it behind the Grand Rapids net. Strukel keeps it in. Back to get it, Salisbury, as he fights with Golly. And the Thunderhawks will get it out to center. Carlson, looking for Duell. That pass didn't connect. And we have a whistle.
Offside, I believe, just by a hair. The Hibbing Chisholm student section said no way. The official said yes way.
I have the whistle, you do not. Face off outside the Grand Rapids blue line. Puck shot in that deep into the Grand Rapids zone. Riccio and Salisbury come together for a moment. As the puck relayed up the boards, Cooper Lonson getting his first shift. And Lonson able to get it out to center ice. Now Hibbing. Long shot turned aside by Grant Olson.
Our heads are turned too far to our right too often here. Grand Rapids got to get the puck into the Hibbing zone, just chip it in and go to work.
Had some good chances early. Yep. Face-off will be in the Grand Rapids zone to the left of Grant Olson. As Shermone tries to ring it behind the boards, gets caught up in the muck behind the net. Comes to the far side now for Rewards. Rewards throws it in front. And guess what? We got a scrum in front of the net, but the puck goes into the corner. Castendick pinned to the boards for a moment. Trying to dig it out was Shermone, and he's taken down, and there will be a penalty coming up to the Blue Jackets. And the Thunderhawks just offside. That was Ethan Larson. Good to see him back out, by the way. As Ethan Larson thought he had Seth Carlson's move timed and came in just one beat early. Penalties going against Hunter Gustafson.
Couldn't quite tell, elbow or high stick. The official was just a little out of perspective, but regardless, the Grand Rapids power play.
Another Grooms Property Service power play for the Thunderhawks. They have yet to score on the power play this game. Grooms Property Services has been providing lawn care services, many landscaping services, and seasonal property cleanup in the greater Grand Rapids area for over a dozen years.
Well, a virtual must score here for Grand Rapids with this man advantage, down by 2 with 10:49 to go in regulation.
Thunderhawks 0 for 2 on the power play, I believe. Shermone to Carlson. Thunderhawks have won the draw and set up in the zone. Ryla down low, comes out front, looking for it is Carlson. Scramble, puck goes past Ryla, who pick it up on the half wall, back to Shermone. Shermone, mishandles the puck, and here's a possible breakaway. And a shot saved by Grant Olson. If we were going to give him 2 saves of the game, that'd be the second one. Thunderhawks back in the zone. Carlson's shot right on. Clayton was looking for the rebound, couldn't find it. Clayton now in the corner, back to Seth Carlson. Carlson to Shermone. Shermone over to Ryla, down low, Clayton. Clayton has the puck poked off his stick. Carlson goes back to Clayton. Now here's Duell. Duell circles, has the puck taken off his stick. 2-on-1 for Hibbing. Here they come out front and off the stick of Gabardi. Couldn't get a shot on net.
If Grand Rapids were a cat, they'd be down to 7 lives in the last minute here and in their own end.
Absolutely. Almost another takeaway. Verche gets it down low. Thunderhawks fighting for it. Duell will pick it up. Finds room. His shot hits the traffic in front. And, that hurt. Trying to get off the ice on one leg is Strukel.
Is he in pain or did he lose a blade there, I wonder?
No, he's still got the blade in. That's
yikes.
pain. Ugh. And he does crawl into the bench. 10 seconds left in the Grand Rapids power play. Dug out there by Tate Swanson. He'll clear it down the ice, and that will do it. As Olsen has to cover it with a player coming in. Well, that was exciting, but nothing actually happened.
No, Grand Rapids somehow with 2 pristine opportunities for Hibbing, short-handed. Grand Rapids doesn't end up taking a penalty of their own, so I guess that's a plus. But other than that, certainly not the man advantage Rapids was hoping for there.
Although the Thunderhawks had like 3 chances of their own and couldn't put it past Lamphere. Like I said, an eventful power play. Thunderhawks come through neutral ice. Barato flips it in. Castendick goes after it. And Barato hammers his man into the boards. And there's another Hibbing player slow to get up. That was a clean hit. Hibbing with a little bit of room out front. And fanning on the shot was Krumpetich. Now a shot right on, and Olsen makes the save and holds on. For Barato, that might have been the hardest clean check I've seen this year.
Yeah, it was another Blue Jacket shaken up, heading to the bench. I didn't quite catch the number, but this has not been a holiday festive season friendly game here tonight at Yanmar. 2 Northern Minnesota rivals who are very expected to be very competitive in their sections as the season goes along. They're only meeting this season, and they're making the most of it here tonight.
8:16 to go, a 4-2 Hibbing lead. There's been no scoring this period. That's your Motor Shop scoreboard. Face off to the left of Grant Olsen. Thunderhawks win the draw. Try to get it out to center. Can't initially. Now Simons behind his own net. Simons pinned there by Golly. Now Duell, he'll go back to Simons. Puck to the point, but not out. Kept in there by Vessel. And now finally out to center for the Thunderhawks. As they get a little bit of room. Shot goes wide of the net. That was Seth Carlson. Carlson tries to put it in. Boy, Hibbing in the last 3 minutes, they've been in every passing lane. Active sticks. Duell has a big hit there. That was close to late. Now out front, here's Salisbury. Salisbury on the backhand hits the side of the net. Out to center ice. Working into the Grand Rapids zone is Hildenbrand. Now the Thunderhawks. Larson can't get it out. Dylan Clayton will. Moves it up on the backhand. Oh! Clayton lost an edge, went into the boards. Amazingly, he's up.
Wow. That was quite awkward as he went in, and yeah, thankfully he's good.
It wasn't a hit. He just lost an edge awkwardly and went flying into the boards. Castendick, he's pinned to the wall in the corner. Hibbing will dig that out. Go to the far side to Gustafson. Gets it out to center. Down the ice, it'll come on net, and Olsen will hold it for a face-off. 6:27 to go. You know, out of all this mess, we've had no broken equipment.
No, we've had some sticks flying for sure, but nothing broken yet.
But if you need a stick, whether it's broken or you just want an upgrade, hundreds of composite sticks in stock. Bauer, CCM, and True. Beginner to the pro, even if you're going to play at pond hockey in February, they've got you covered at Clapton Skate, right across from Minnesota North College. Barato gets it down the ice, and ooh, icing called. Boy, I thought Strukel touched that.
Pretty good conversation here between Barato and, for Hibbing, Ethan Sunval, as it was Barato that laid that hit on the Blue Jacket a couple of minutes ago that had that Hibbing player laboring a bit.
Face off back in the Grand Rapids zone after the icing. Shot doesn't get through, rebound shot wide. At the side of the Grand Rapids net. Thunderhawks can't get it out. Working his way in. Nicely was Sunval. Sunval can't get his shot off. Thunderhawks have the puck go high into the air, but can't get it out. And finally, we get a hand pass called.
And you start to wonder, when might Coach Clafton pull Grant Olsen to get an extra attacker out there down by 2 goals? If you want to say 2 minutes for every goal you need, well, look around the 4-minute mark left, and right now, just under 6 to go.
Although I don't know that I've seen many high school coaches go all Patrick Waugh on you like that.
Not super common, but just down by 2, you wonder.
After it is Duell in the Hibbing zone. Duell has a puck in his skates behind the Hibbing net. He'll come away with it in the corner. Gets it to Ryla. Ryla sweeps it back to Salisbury. Cross to Verche. Shot. I think that got all the way through on Lamphere, who turns it into the corner. Thunderhawks dig that out. But picking it up now is Gabardi. Gabardi gets out to center ice. Flips it into the Grand Rapids zone behind Grant Olsen. Back out to center, Rewerts. Rewerts to Vessel, and Vessel puts it deep into the Grand Rapids zone, and that's what Hibbing will do right now. Sit at center ice, clog it up, and put it back in the Grand Rapids zone with a 2-goal lead. Shot goes into the netting, and Hibbing end, but that left from center ice, so I think it'll be a neutral zone face-off. 4-2. Hibbing in the lead. All 4 Hibbing goals in the second period, both Grand Rapids goals in the first. Carlson and Tate Swanson at center ice. That face-off won by the Blue Jackets into the Grand Rapids zone. Shermone leads it on the far side. Thunderhawks with room out to center. Coming in hard is Carlson. Carlson back to the point. Shot right on. Boy, Lamphere's seeing everything right now, isn't he?
Yeah, that first period seems like a week ago for Lamphere and the Blue Jackets, as they've certainly had the edge in play pretty much from the start of the second period. and through now. Not much for shots on goal in this second period for Hibbing, and they haven't needed them.
Long shot goes over the glove and the net in the Hibbing side. Back to the point, kept in there by Shermone. Now Carlson tries to get to the forehand. Puck comes out in front, shot! I don't think Grand Rapids ever got a shot on net. And now a shot comes in on Lamphere, who covers it for the face-off. You wanted a penalty there.
Yeah, it looked like Castendick was taken down as he was trying to get a hold of that puck in his skates. Doesn't appear we'll get one though.
No, I did not see the referee's arm go up. That was hard work by Carlson that kept that play alive. Clayton Ryla duel on this line. Ryla picks it up at the boards. Tries to move out front. Unfortunately, the puck didn't come with him. Hibbing out to center ice. Stick handling in. Shooting it in is Elsner. Puck goes behind the Grand Rapids net. Elsner again. And the Thunderhawks gain control at neutral ice. Here comes Clayton. Has Duell going to the net. Puck comes out front. Ryla spins. Gets a shot. I don't know if that got through to Lamphere or hit the traffic. Puck comes back out to center ice. 3:36 to go, third period. Thunderhawks still trail 4-2. Long shot turned aside with a pad by Olsen. Now here comes Cooper Lonson. Puck poked off his stick.
Yeah, Lonson had a lot of ice to work with there, but the rest of his mates were on a change and didn't have a whole lot of support there.
Yeah, Lonson had just gotten on the ice, so he had lots of legs. It's Barato, Harklaw, and Lonson right now on this line. Tipped out to center ice, 2:58 to go. They take a pretty short shift as coming in, shot goes wide of the net. That was off the stick of Ben Golly, and the Thunderhawks out to center ice, but the puck clears the glass and out of play. 2:46 to go on the Motor Shop scoreboard, and a 4-2 Hibbing lead.
Well, in these final 2:46 here, expect to see a lot of Ryla, Duell, Carlson, Shermone, as Rapids tries to tie this thing up. They need a couple, and running short on time to do it.
Hibbing wins the draw, comes into the Grand Rapids zone. Simons takes his man out. Shot comes right on net and turned aside by Olsen. Thunderhawks able to get it out to center, but just barely, as Hildebrand puts it back into the Grand Rapids zone. Long shot. I don't know if Olsen was ready for that, but he is able to steer it aside. Now the puck in the slot. Doesn't connect. We're down to 2:13 to go. And the Thunderhawks bottled up in their own zone. Long shot. Thunderhawks will just ice the puck. Comes on net. Thunderhawks better hurry on the line change. They do get it done. Hibbing in the Grand Rapids zone. Centering pass. Goes past everybody. And right now, Hibbing just playing keep away and keeping it in the Grand Rapids zone. Thunderhawks finally gain possession. Ryla bangs it off the glass out to center.
Yeah, Hibbing happy to just slow the pace here and almost trying to lull Grand Rapids into it. They need a couple.
Puck finally into the Hibbing zone. Back to get it is Sunval. To the point, kept in nicely by Salisbury. Thunderhawks are pulling Olsen now. With 1:16 to go, Olsen at the bench, extra attacker on. Ryla turns the play behind the net. Duell taken down. Puck shot down the ice, and it'll be an icing call. 1 minute to play, 59.2 to be exact. And the faceoff will come back in the Hibbing zone. And I am going to guess after everything's lined up and we take every second we can, it's going to be a Grand Rapids timeout.
Seems like a fair bet.
There it is.
There it is.
sometimes you just know. So Grand Rapids with the timeout. To their credit, they have not quit. They've applied pressure this period, have the shots up to 40, but they have not been able to get one behind Lamphere this period.
Yeah, as they're at the bench now, drawing up some things on the whiteboard, getting some rest for Duell and Garski and Ryla and Carlson, Shermone, as they try to get a couple quick ones here with just under a minute to go in regulation. And Hibbing's just clamped it down here in the third period with just 4 shots on goal by my count. Or I'm sorry, they had 23 after that second period of play, but they haven't needed a ton of offense.
Yeah, so they do have 8 shots on net.
Yeah,
and Grand Rapids has 13.
Yeah, which still isn't a ton to write home about if you're Hibbing, but that wasn't their goal here in the third. It was just to clamp it down, and they've done a good job of that so far.
And sometimes protecting that 2-goal lead is not that easy to do, but Hibbing has done it to perfection so far. Thunderhawks will go with Clayton Ryla Duell. Carlson as Hibbing wins the draw. Out to center ice, shot goal. And that will do it. As the Thunderhawks, I say they lost the draw. They actually had a chance at the draw, and Carlson thought Grand Rapids would have possession, cut toward the net, and the puck went behind him, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, Swanson, Tate Swanson with the empty netter to seal things up here as more and more folks heading to the exits here. Some unhappy Grand Rapids fans and plenty of joyful Hibbing fans making their way to the exit as they've got this one in hand. Could be an interesting last 35 seconds here, Sheldon, with the temperature of this game and a lot of physicality in the corner right now.
Yes, it is. 29 seconds left. 5-2 now. Hibbing in the lead. Duell. He rocks a Hibbing player. Now there's a shot from Duell and a glove save by Lamphere.
Hibbing bench, Hibbing faithful, fired up, and they have every right to be. It'd be a big early season road win for the Blue Jackets. Yeah, it's a team not in your class. It's a team above you in class.
That 13-year losing streak, they're happy to have that gone. Shot from Barato, turned aside by Lamphere. Thunderhawks have certainly had their chances. 7 seconds left. We're going to get a little scrum at the end here.
Sure looking like it.
As Barato's hitting everything that moves, and the buzzer goes. And cooler heads prevail, players separate, and the 5-2 Hibbing win here at Yanmar Arena as they go to 6-1.
Some pretty good jawing there at Barato from the Blue Jackets on their way to celebrate, but nice win by Hibbing.
So we'll take a break, come back to wrap it up as Hibbing goes to 6-1 on the season. You're listening to Thunderhawk and Hibbing Hockey on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com. You got 3 minutes.
All right, thank you.
I have no idea.
I might keep an eye on this handshake, I don't know.
it was an exciting game to watch. Take a picture of them. At least they're being friends now. Yeah, well, have a good night. It's good seeing you. Bye-bye.
.30, thank you.
Good, how are you all? Good.
It's the post-game show. Grand Rapids hockey falls tonight to the visiting Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets. Final score of 5-2. Hi, I'm Joe Gigliotti. Sheldon Willis getting a post-game interview here for us. Right now, let's run down tonight's scoring. Things look great for Grand Rapids in the opening period. Getting things started at 4:42, it was Jamison Duell with the marker, an assist for Dylan Clayton, 1-0 Thunderhawks. They make it 2-0 with just under 2 minutes to go in the first. A goal from Nathan Garski, the assist to Anderila and Seth Carlson. 2-0 Thunderhawks after a period. They outshoot the Blue Jackets 18-9 in that first frame. Things are looking good. Then not so much. The tides turn in the second. It was Hibbing Chisholm at 1:24 of the second period. A goal from Tate Swanson, the helper to Dylan Vessel. And then Hibbing tying it up at 2 just 16 seconds later. It was an Ethan Sunval goal. The assist to Blake Riccio. We're tied at 2. Hibbing not done. They take a 3-2 lead. Riccio, a goal of his own. The assist to Kellen Eisner and Jackson Strukel. That goal at 5:27. And then at 9:15, it was Hibbing Chisholm again. Grand Rapids, they were down 2 skaters. Hibbing doesn't score 5-on-3, but they do score 5-on-4. Power play goal from Cole Swanson. The assist to Isaiah Hildenbrand and Ben Gawley. 4-2 Hibbing after 2, and they add one more in the third after really shutting Grand Rapids down. Thunderhawks did have some offensive chances, but Hibbing did a nice job of clamping things down, and they added empty netter from Tate Swanson, unassisted, even strength. 5-2 Hibbing. And that's your final score. Final shots on goal in favor of Grand Rapids, 42-32. Grant Olson takes the loss in net for the Thunderhawks as he makes 27 saves. And for Hibbing Chisholm, it was Gavin Lamfair with the win, allowing just the 2 goals. Welcome back, Sheldon.
I will have to say, and we noticed Garski not out on the ice. I saw him in the locker room afterwards, and with the arm in a sling, and he was. He's worried. We'll put it that way. Hopefully, it's something that isn't season-ending or doesn't cause Garski to miss significant time. But that would be a huge loss for the Thunderhawks, obviously.
Yeah, I did notice. I was a bit surprised, too, that he wasn't out there in the final minutes.
Yes, and that is why. But we do have a post-game interview. Post-game interview, Owen Kastanek and Will Shermone. And, wow, there's tough games and there's tough games. Will, this one looked really good early.
Yeah, I mean, home barn, packed barn. The boys came out ready to play, but first period was good. A couple bad bounces didn't go our way, and then the rest of the game kind of flipped on us, but nobody quit, and we kept pushing.
Well, and I know, Owen, you got a lot of ice time. There's a couple injuries out there. Talk a little bit about what you were trying to do out there. It looked like you were highly engaged.
Yeah, coach's role for me is just to play hard, get pucks deep, get behind them, play a physical game. But yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of that. Let off in the second, but.
And it was a very, very physical game. Will, how do you adapt to that, or how do you rise to that?
I mean, it's an Iron Range battle, so we kind of all came into it knowing it's going to be a physical game, and rivalries. I mean, all of us from Rapids and all the boys from Hibbing, so we're coming out here to beat them, and it's a pretty big rivalry for us. So we wanted to come out and win, and just didn't go our way today.
So you got two huge games coming up this weekend here at home. Talk a little bit about what's coming into Yanmar Arena, Owen.
Yeah, we got to shake off this game, come ready to play this week. Yeah, we got two really tough teams. So, yeah, just come ready to play hard.
Well, good luck the rest of the way, guys. It was entertaining hockey.
Thank you.
And that is Owen Kastendick and Will Shermone on our post-game interview. And any closing thoughts on this 5-2 loss? 5-2 win for Hibbing. I know we got a lot of Hibbing listeners as well.
Yeah, I mean, we knew there would be a push from the Blue Jackets after Grand Rapids went up 2-0 in a pretty dominant first period for Grand Rapids. We knew there'd be a push in the second from Hibbing, and there was. I mean, you rattle off 4 unanswered goals, you rattle the other team is what you do. And Thunderhawks, while they had their chances, just weren't quite able to get back into it. Another final thought, concern for the injuries. Thunderhawks came into tonight without Ari Lampa, and then did not see
Stupar.
And Stupar. I didn't see Will Miskovich for about the second half of the game, and then you mentioned Nate Garski, apparently arm in a sling after this game. So injuries starting to pile up a little bit, and the Thunderhawks, only a handful of games into the season, can't afford many of those. Hopefully better health for all those guys soon.
Very much so. What would you put down for 3 stars? And we have so many Hibbing, you could give a Hibbing star as well, I would guess.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that for the 3rd star. I'm going to go with probably, I'll say Blake Riccio had a goal and an assist tonight. Thought he was good. Either of the Swanson boys can't go wrong there.
Exactly.
For their contributions.
And Lamphire in the 3rd period was very good.
Yeah, I might switch mine on the fly if I'm allowed to do that. I'm going to give him the 3rd star for Hibbing Chisholm. And then for Grand Rapids, I'm going to go with probably, I'm going to, 2nd star, I'll say Jamison Duell. He was engaged in the game.
Had the opening goal.
And then, 1st star, I just like the game of Kastendick tonight. So, sure, not on the score sheet, but I'm going to put him in there. Honorable mention to Will Shermone, who I thought made some nifty plays out there tonight with some bouncing pucks.
So there you go. Final score, 5-2 Hibbing. And our next Hibbing broadcast will be on Saturday as they take on the Totino Grace.
Yes. And looking forward to that one. Quick mention, we do have our Hibbing hockey on 96.9 KMFY, about 10 games, I believe, on the schedule total. And quick shout out to our Hibbing sponsors. They weren't on tonight's broadcast, but they are bringing you Blue Jacket hockey, and they include Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, Mirabella Realty, Precision Motors, Iron Range Engineering, Sammy's Pizza of Hibbing, also Ray Sport Marine, James Perunovich Law Office, along with Mohawk Salvage, Super One Foods, also Wolf Body Shop, Yoder Building Supplies, and Ken's A1.
All right, those are your Hibbing sponsors, and they'll be getting their due on Saturday. We'll also have Grand Rapids hockey on Friday night as they take on Rosemount, and that game will be right here on J105 The Thunder.
I don't recall Rosemount on the schedule in recent memory.
No.
You?
Not since I've been here.
No, been at least a decade or more, if they've ever been on there. And then, yeah, of course, that Moorhead matchup on Saturday.
Mash the Spuds. There you go.
Yeah.
You got it down.
Yeah.
5-2 Hibbing, your final score. Jim Wimmer doing the camera. Super Joe here helping me, and Stacy back at the station. I'm Sheldon Willis, and you've been listening to Thunderhawk and Hibbing Blue Jacket Hockey on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com. All right. Drive safe, Stace.
Stacy, feel free to pull a couple Hibbing highlights too, just because we do their games as well.
Yeah, like the first two, either of the first 2 goals would be fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. If you happen to have the audio, I doubt you do, but
No,
yeah.
She doesn't.
Go with 3 and 4 for Hibbing.
All righty.
Can you sit her down?
Yep.